All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Let's Play, or rather, gameplay footage of Heliborne. I'm the Ninja Stalker, and we're going to go back into playing the game. Now, I do have some things I'd like to talk about again. First, I did this recording yesterday, or rather, I did a recording yesterday, and I did it for like, I don't know how many, like 2, 3 hours or something, what I normally do, and no audio at all. It has audio at the beginning, but because I backed out of the computer to mess with something in XSplit, it cut off audio that point forward. So, in order for me to keep audio, I need to not go into game XSplit Gamecaster. So there's that. So I was talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and like for 2 or 3 hours, you couldn't freaking hear me. You couldn't see you could see the gameplay, but you didn't even have gameplay audio. You didn't have commentary. You didn't have any gameplay audio, and it was kind of weird. So I'm gonna try and rush through remembering and what I was talking about in for this particular gameplay footage. So some things to point out. I really do like this game. I think it's a great game. There's two versions of the game. There's the old version of Heliborne, and then there's the enhanced edition version of Heliborne, which is what I have. Not too many people like it, but I don't mind it. I like it. I've never played the first one, but I think this is okay. This is playable. Now, um, there's some things that I would like fixed or adjusted. So if you're part of the game development team, or you know somebody of the game development team, reach them out and tell them to watch this video. Or if you yourself again are part of the development team, watch this video. I am going to post these videos online. I already have one up, so I hope it takes notice, because as far as I know, if you look online, there's not too many videos of this game. I mean, there are some. There are some people who've played the game, or pretty popular too. As a matter of fact, a person that I pointed out was the Mighty Jingles, because he has a camo over here that's basically his. That's like his thing, and I guess somebody from the development team was like, "Hey, here you are," and yeah, there it was. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was interesting that he has it on this aircraft too. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Um, me something so for me, what are some things that I like about this game? Well, I do like that there is a progression, right? So you have Russian side and you have the US side, but some things to look at, right? There can be more aircraft, and in fact I want more aircraft. I do want more aircraft. And on top of that, if you have to adjust the generation tree around, or a tech tree, kind of like. So I'm going to be comparing this game a little bit to World of Tanks and War Thunder, because there's some similarities that you could capitalize on and then make it your own. This I call this a tech tree, but really it's generation. So generation one's got these aircraft, generation two, generation three, you so on and so forth. If you have to adjust, go ahead. But I'm suggesting more aircraft in this game. I would like more aircraft, and it doesn't have to be from the U.S. and Russia. Now, there are some aircraft on here that's not from the U.S., like the Scout M Mark 1, the A129, the Bo 105. So you do have some aircraft here that are from other nations. You could also add more aircraft. Like, for example, there's the RAH 66, the Comanche, right? You can add the Comanche in here, and it is an actual aircraft that was created. As far as I know, I think total of four were created, and two of them I know of reside in Fort Rucker, Alabama. You can physically actually see them. They're there. Like, one I think is literally outside on display. I never saw that one, but I know I saw pictures of it outside at Fort Rucker. But then there's the other one inside a museum, and you can actually see it for yourself. It's an amazing looking aircraft. Now, uh, also, like in World of Tanks and War Thunder, you don't have to have only historical aircraft that ever actually existed. You can have blueprint aircraft. So if that'll help add in extra aircraft, please do so. Um, Apart from that, I also talked about customization of weapons and other stuff. So I would like that these aircraft have more choices of weapons to choose from, and also a customization of choosing what one you want. So let's say, for example, uh, let's say, for example, um, who would be a good choice over here? I need a choice. I need a better choice. Let me see. What about you? You have the grade that. Damn it. I need a better choice. Do you not have something I was looking for? Hmm. Because I want like you know what? Let's just go with this. Let's say for example, I damn it, no, that's not gonna work. I need a better. What about you? Do you have it? Yeah, you might be. You might be. No, there was one aircraft that I was like, this is a perfect example of what I'm looking at, and it's probably one of these OHs. Mm, maybe we could work with this one right here. Okay, so let's look at the Kiowa here, right? So the Kiowa doesn't really have the room or capability to hold a whole lot of stuff, right? But let's say, for example, I want this GAW. I call it the GAW, but let's say I want this GAW machine gun, right? But I don't want the Stinger missiles. But I don't want the Stinger missiles. But I really want this weapon up here. Have a customization that I can choose this machine gun, and instead of those Stinger missiles, that I have the Hellfires. Okay? Because I play this single player. I don't go online. I don't fight other aircraft. And to me, because of that, on single player, I don't have a reason to need Stingers. Um, unless you're going to implement an opposing force AI that allows for them to have uh, aircraft that you can fire against with your Stinger missiles and your Sidewinder missiles. Unless you have something like that, which I also do suggest that you add more enemy AI in the game, more objectives in the game, more maps in the game, and that you allow the enemy AI to have, just roaming enemy aircraft that are trying to do observations. So, like, they have their observation helicopters, you have their attack helicopters, you have their reconnaissance aircraft, you have their util, you have their cargo. Depending on the people you're fighting on, or the opposing, I don't want to say people, the opposing force that you're fighting for that map. All right. And you don't have to have they don't have to have aircraft. So for example, the Afghanistan maps, you're probably not going to run into the opposing force over there that uh, has that, right? Because like on the where what map is it? This one, right? No, not that one. This one right here. The opposing force that you're up against is not exactly this team right here. It looks like it's like Taliban or something like that, because they don't have the best equipment. But they don't have to have aircraft if you're trying to keep it historically and factually accurate. You can give them drones. I mean, I was over there, and they were using drones as often as best as they can against us. It's a thing, so you can do something like that. Um, but I would like more maps, because look, there's only so many maps that I have here, and it's like, yo, I kind of like more places to go to. And I mean, you can I can understand if maps take a while to create, but I mean, you could have like a Grenada map, you can have a Somalia map, you can have, if you're trying to keep things in line, you can have maps from what was that? Desert Storm, Desert Shield. You can have maps. Just I would like more. More is great, and also I'd like the option to play on on maps, on earlier maps that I can't go on, because this apparently is only for Gen 1. Well, can you have an option where you go to any map and then you just put in uh, objectives with the current loadout, you know? So I'd like to go to Vietnam, but I don't like particularly the aircraft within that. I mostly like flying Tier 2 and Tier 3 and maybe Tier 4 aircraft. I hate Tier 1, but I'd like to visit this Tier 1 place. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'd like more maps and the option to go to any map I want, regardless of what generation aircraft I'm using. Uh, and then you can also keep it to where that's like your single player. That'll be your single player games, basically. Because I can understand if you're trying to do this and only have tier ones in this map, and then all of a sudden you got someone like me deciding to go online, and then I'm allowed to go to this place with my tier 4 or my Gen 4 aircraft, and then I'll ruin it for everybody. Just keep it to where like it's under only single player and that you played by yourself on that against the AI. I'd also like an option of difficulty where if you increase the difficulty or the game mode. So you know how there's a difficulty of right here. So I would like whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is because I'm still trying to mess around with this, but I would like whichever one it is that if you increase it, where if you change this to easy, medium, hard, very hard, or if it's this game mode where it's regular or hardcore, whichever one it is, I would like the option that you increase the amount of AI out there. So basically more opposing force, more op 4 out there. But I do not want them to do increased damage. I don't want it basically like Halo. If Halo you play on legendary difficulty, not only are there more bad guys, but they damage you faster, they hit harder, they last longer, and they're also more aggressive. I don't want that. What I want is they still do the same amount of damage, and there's more of them out there, and I also want them to be tactically active out there. I want them to make moves on locations. I also do not want the AI to be more accurate. I don't understand and like the fact that just because I increase the difficulty or change the game mode, all of a sudden everybody's a fucking sniper out there. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. If everyone out there is going to be a sniper, it is because that group that you're up against is the best of the best, and they all train that way. That's not the case in this game. Apparently, it's changing when the difficulty changes, and I don't want that. If they're going to be good at fucking shooting you down, they need to be that good from the very beginning. That way, I can adjust to that from whatever difficulty, starting from easy, medium, hard, and very hard. What I don't want is that I decide, oh, you know what, I want to go from medium to hard because it's going to give me more bad guys to go. So it'll be a target-rich environment. But then all of a sudden, as soon as I take off, the enemy from way over yonder is sniping me, and I can't do anything about it. I don't want that. I don't like that. If they couldn't do it to me on a medium difficulty, I don't want that to happen on hard difficulty. Now, I'm not saying that's happening, but I have noticed when I was messing around the other day on my last recording and it didn't work out that I was changing the difficulty around and I was changing game mode around and I was trying to figure out why I'm not having a good time. I want a target-rich environment, but I want the enemy AI to be smarter. I want them to be making moves. With that being said, I also want the enemy infantry that you're up against in this game to actually move. I've noticed that they just stand still and they shoot at you and that's it. I'd like for them to actually be making moves. Yeah. So there's that. What I'd also like is more camo for all the aircraft. I want more camo for all the aircraft. More. I'd like more. And I'd also like the option to actually custom create my own camo. That would be pretty cool. So let's say I like this design, but maybe I want the pattern in a different way, or I want more emphasis on the brown over the black, but under the green or over the green. These stickers, I want those on or off. I want just more options, more camo, because there's some aircraft that only have one. Like the OHs, a lot of them are just single camo, and I think that I don't want that. I want, especially if I like the aircraft, I like it to be camo up and be a little bit different. So more options for camo and the option to custom create your own camo. Uh, I'd like for there to be chaff, so have capability to use chaff and flares and accordingly, depending on what's happening out there. So let's say someone's trying to target you and they're trying to use radar to find you, right? So you would pop the chaff, right? And then when there's actual missile up against you, you'd pop the flares, I want something like that. Let me see, what else is there? I'd also like the option to adjust equipment in the game. So let's say, for example, we can choose to change the different engines and the transmission and maybe the amount of rotor blades, and that will affect your stats over here, right? So maybe you have a stock engine, and then you go up to a better engine, and then the next better engine, and then the final better engine, and each one maybe increases or decreases your speed, but increases and decreases your agility and adjusts your climb rate, stuff like that, And then depending on how much it weighs, it'll actually also affect your speed, but something like that. Now, again, we're getting into the realms of what World of Tanks and War Thunder does, because over there, if you recall, in World of Tanks, you can have a stock engine on a tank, and you're not going to have the great horsepower per ton ratio. You're going to be pretty slow, and stuff like that, right? But if you, as soon as you start making your engines better, all of a sudden your vehicle responds better, right? Now you also have to adjust your tracks and this and that. I want something like that in this game. I think that would be pretty good and pretty helpful. It'd be interesting, to say the very least. And then also, I mentioned having extra rotor blades, right? Now, I can understand if you're trying to keep it historically accurate, but let's say for the game's sake of making it fun and interesting that you decide to implement this system. What would be the reason why you would add extra blades, especially if it wasn't even factually accurate? Well, you can implement something in the game where increasing rotor blades creates less noise from the aircraft when it's going through the air. The reason why I bring that up is it's notorious in Vietnam and on that everyone knows what a Huey sounds like. You can hear it in the movies, you can hear it in video games. They all sound the same. A Huey that has that same engine and transmission and two rotor blades is the same as this Cobra because they come from the same family. They make the same chop chop sound that is notorious that you would hear, and you can hear it for miles. So the enemy always knew when there was a Huey or a Huey family aircraft up in the air, because you can hear that from a distance. Implementing a sound regulation into this game that when you're like, hey, well, I want to add rotor blades, again, even though it's not factually accurate, I want to add rotor blades for my particular aircraft right here. So the AH-1, the Cobra S series or the Foxtrot series, right? I want to add in 2 extra blades, which will make the aircraft quieter, and that'll cause the enemy AI to not be ready to attack me as soon as I go over a mountain. It'll be more of a surprise on them. Versus having just the 2 blades, they can hear you and they're gonna expect you to come from at least a certain area. They're not gonna be pinpoint accurate again, but they're gonna know that you're coming from a certain area. Versus if I had more rotor blades, so like the Zulu model Cobra. Where are you at? I know you're in here. Yeah, there we go. The Zulu model Cobra has 4 blades. 4 blades here, 4 blades here. Makes the aircraft more quieter, more stable in flight, So something like that would be pretty cool and interesting. Let's see, what else is there that I was talking about the other day that I want some changes, because I really do like this game. If you see, you got me talking a lot about this game. That's because I'm passionate about it. I like this. I am an Army aviator. I fly the Delta Apache, and I like this game. Now, you can lose my attention real quick if you do nothing for this game, if you're just leaving it in limbo. So these things that I'm suggesting, I hope you take into consideration and actually want to do to make this game more interesting and make it more fun. Because as it stands right now, it is addicting, it is fun, and I like playing my tier 3s and tier 4s, but eventually it's going to get to the point where I'm going to be tired of playing this game because nothing has changed. There's no more new aircraft. There's it's the same old maps I play on, especially on single player. That's going to get stale. Even for people online, that's going to be stale, you know. The only thing that's changing is the actual gameplay itself, and that has replay value, but that only lasts for so long, you know. It's the same deal with me with the Arma games. They have replay value because I can mod the game, I can add things, and I can also replay the old story because not everything that happens is 100% according to a linear line per se. The storyline stays the same, but what actually happens in the gameplay is different, right? Because you know the bad guys can plan to do something different when I play the game first time around versus the next time around. Well, it's the same deal here, but you need to have more stuff in the game. You know, I cannot believe that this will be all only maps that you would have. I'm assuming there's going to be more. Also, I would recommend some fixes. All you have right now is just 2 campaigns. I'm assuming you're going to add more campaigns in the future. Uh, so I'm going to be waiting on that, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, please add more campaigns and also fix the campaigns. As far as I know, when I looked online, I read that if there's a hidden aircraft or 2, but I know there's definitely one called the 360 Invictus. The Invictus is part of the vertical lift program that the Army's going with or something, and the Invictus is one of 3 aircraft that we're looking at and getting. I hope we get it because it's an amazing looking aircraft and it looks like the Comanche. And I like the Comanche, so I'm also suggesting to you put in the Comanche in this game. Now, for the Invictus, I was told if you do the campaign and you complete these, you will unlock the hidden aircraft. I don't know how to get it, though, because I played all these and I never got the aircraft. So I think that needs to be fixed. Also, campaign settings, you click on that, does absolutely nothing. I don't know what this was supposed to do. You know, I'm clicking on it, does absolutely nothing. Apart from that, more campaigns, and again, I can see that you're trying to keep this historical, so it's probably accurate, so-and-so, bing, bada, boom. Okay, so add some other campaigns that would be pretty nice, like Grenada. Grenada, there was aircraft flying over there, and I believe we had Hueys and Cobras out there. I don't know who else we had, but, so you can have a Grenada campaign. You can have a Somalia campaign, Black Hawk Down, you can have that. You can have a whole bunch of other stuff, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, a whole bunch of stuff. So, add more stuff. And then under random, of course, add the maps themselves. Let's see. What else is there? So yeah, I already mentioned about customization of the weapons, more weapon loadouts, and actual customization of loadouts, and also picking what weapon loadouts. Let's say, for example, I only want this 20 millimeter and nothing else. Have that. If I do that, my speed, my agility, and climb rate is adjusted because of that. So have something like that. Let's see, what else was there? I think I also talked about, where are they? My Apache over here. I also talked about this. So have it to where, based on the model aircraft and the systems that's on the aircraft, that I can have a lock-on feature with my weapon system. So it's not just this aircraft, but there are other aircraft that you have the right system and you have the right system, and you also have the right weapon processor system because of the weapon itself, that I can use it to lock on to targets. So, for example, if I'm flying and I see this truck right here, I can go into the weapon system first-person view, right? And I can look at it, and what I want is for me to just look at it for maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and then all I got to do is let me see. All I got to do is, how would I explain this? So I'll be hovering, and I'm looking at this truck, and then I'll right-click on it, right? So I'll right-click on it with the mouse, or let's say if I'm using a gamepad controller, I have whatever button set up to do the right click that the mouse does on my gamepad, right? So when I do that, there'll be a message that pops up and says, hold, hold position, hold your viewing position, and then it'll show a timer, 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, and then it'll say locked. So then at that point, as long as I remain within constraints, so I could turn the aircraft based on weapon constraints for that weapon system, I can veer off, shoot the missile, and the missile will continue to go to that point where that target is because of my system that I have in this aircraft, and because the weapons processor sent the message to the missile system and said, this is where your target is, and you're locked on, and you're going to go there. The aviator who's flying this aircraft does not have to look anymore at this, because there's times where I'm hovering, I'm hovering above, and I'm trying to shoot my missiles, and let's say I get too close and the enemy is shooting at me. Well, because I need to stay eyes on the entire time, if I get shot at and the missile's in flight, I get hit, the aircraft's going to wobble around because it's like, oh, I'm getting hit, Now the missile's like, well, I'm not going here anymore. I'm now going to go wherever you're looking, and boom. I think you've seen in my gameplay that I have up right now. What I want is not all aircraft, but some of the aircraft that have the weapon system and the normal targeting system to allow for this to happen to have this feature. This is one of the aircraft. So you would have to have that system over here. You'd have to have that weapon. So like over here on Hellfire, you're going to have to mark in Hellfire R and Hellfire L. All right? So Romeo and a Lima. And have that feature. Now, I can't give you all the ins and outs to that, but you need to understand that some aircraft have that capability that you can lock on, right? And the way I explained it to you, where I said 1, 2, 3, and all that, that's not what happens. Again, I'm not gonna give you the information because I just can't. It's secret information. But I can give you that example of, hey, why is it that do I have to hover, aim, and keep the aim sight on, and then, run into that issue? I mean, I understand we're trying to keep this, again, historically and factually accurate, but I'm also giving you other options to make it fun, because I think it's kind of shitty that I got to hover at a distance and stand still, because I don't like standing still for too long in a game like this. I want to be able to be on the move and move around and go and have fun, right? So what I want is for some of these aircraft to have that capability. Like, I don't believe any of the Cobras that are using the tow missile system has that capability. But the Cobra that's using the Hellfire system has that capability, provided that historically accurate they're using the right Hellfire, because there is more than one Hellfire out there. I can tell you that there is. It's proven. I'm telling you that there is. Also, if you look in War Thunder, for example, they have Hellfires that are different from one another. So I'm not giving you any secret, but I'm telling you, like, let's make this more fun and more interesting and better. Having something like that would be pretty good. And it'll also make you want to fight harder for your better aircraft. Like, oh yeah, I have that Sierra Foxtrot and Juliet model Cobra, and it's great, but it's got that tow missile system, which means I have to keep eyes on target. It's like, oh yeah, wait till you bump up to the Zulu model. You got those Hellfires. It's like, oh, well, what's so special about the Hellfires? Well, if you use the Lima model, you can do this, or if you use the Romeo model, you can do this. It's like, oh, really? I did not know that. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? If you use the November model, you have this capability. Like, oh wow! So also have different types of armament. I have not armament. I have different types of ammo or weapon systems that could best be utilized out there in a field that you can click and adjust. So, you got missiles that are specific for bunker busting, right? So you need to load out correctly. Let's say you just want to be heavy on attacking heavy heavy armor out there, then use this weapon system, this missile system. You want to auto lock onto things, use this missile system. There's infantry out in the open. All right, well, let me adjust my 20 or 30 millimeter that I'm using out there. I wanted to have high explosive dual purpose or something like that. Or, oh, I want nothing but, just armor, light, medium, heavy armor out there in the field. Okay, well, then you probably want maybe armor piercing, and then you probably want this type of missile system, and you probably want these type of rockets. Let's get into it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty on this and actually make it interesting. With that being said, the enemy out there, I'd like a more variety of enemy troops to go up against. So, like, I see that for tanks, we have a lot of T-72s or T-55s out there, and maybe T-80s on Gen 4 or whatever. Let's add some more other stuff, because also I see that we have BTRs, right? Let's get some BMPs out there. Let's get some BMP-2s out there. Let's get some Shilkas out there. Let's get some Tunguskas out there. Let's get some tanks out there that are using the Cortal system. Let's get more out there. Let's get some Scuds out there and have a mission that says get rid of the Scuds before they launch their missile. Let's just have more stuff out there. I think that would be pretty cool and amazing. All right. Let's see. What else was there I was talking about? I already like how you guys have on the side where it says like here, this is your hydraulics, this is your engine. If you have two engines, here's one engine, here's two engine, here's your fuel. Here, I like that you have that, and I like when issues occur in the aircraft that's affecting the systems over here, that it affects the aircraft itself. I would like for that to happen more often, though. I would like for that to happen more often. There are times where I was flying and I got shot up pretty bad, and all of a sudden, it said, warning, you're on fire, right? Because the fuel tank was hit enough, and it says like, fire, fire. And the hydraulics, hydraulics are going bad, and all of a sudden you have like a fixed pitch situation. Both engines are hit. I want that happening more often. So, for example, the let's see, for example, the main rotor blades, right? Because I think you have the rotor system over here, a symbol for the rotor system, right? Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be the tail rotor or the main rotors or both, but I want, if that happens and it's in the red, I don't want it to happen once and then you're good to fly afterwards. What I want is, if it happens and you get to the red and your system starts messing up, what I want is the system to be really bad, that it kind of forces you to not fly perfectly, and then to happen again if it goes away. I want, if we have one of our engines out or both engines out, depending on the situation, that you have to perform an emergency procedure. So we'll eventually, what I'm asking for is to let's transition this game into also a type of simulator, so then people get to like really see what it's like to fly an aircraft if they're not a pilot, and or if they are an Army aviator like myself, that we get to practice knowing our emergency procedures. Like, oh no, I got both of my engines out. Well, okay, I'm gonna have to auto rotate, or I got my one and only engine out. Well, I'm gonna have to auto rotate. And if you act appropriately to do that maneuver, and we'll bring it down to a land, because you're pretty much gonna auto rotate to the ground, that we get extra points for surviving. We get extra points for completing the emergency procedure effectively. And that'll also cause our repair time to be decreased rather than increase. So let's say it takes this aircraft 2 minutes and 44 seconds on the repair time because I get shot out of the sky and crash or whatever. Let's have it that if I auto-rotate correctly and I land it, I do my emergency procedure and land it, skids down, blades up, that I get a bunch of points. I get a bunch of research points, and also my repair time is, let's say, 1 minute or 35 seconds or 37 seconds or something like that. Something that it's like, all right, great, because I did it and I got an achievement for it, and achievements called like congratulations, you walked away or something like that. Or maybe make it funny. One of those achievements that says something funny like any landing that you could walk away from is a good landing or something like that. It's something that some aviators say a couple of times, and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But have something like that. Um, your hydraulics, right? Have it to where hydraulics go bad, your primary, your util, and you got to do your emergency procedure for that, and like you got to have your emergency hydraulics, right? So you got to activate that, So we'll have a button on the keyboard that's emergency hydraulics press, and then you basically are gonna have to find a place to land, like land without delay, right? So have it to where for the game's sake, let's say because you wanted to make it fun, so let's say that maybe you don't want people to land as soon as possible or land without delay or whatever, make it to where you push the button and on and off the aircraft is going to fix itself, and then the aircraft's going to fuck up again, and then you have another fixed pitch. Because here's the thing, I'll notice that as soon as I get shot up a bunch, my hydraulics go bad or whatever goes bad. But let's say we're talking about hydraulics. My hydraulics will go bad, right? And then I have this fixed pitch situation, right? I can't turn or I can't uh, increase in elevation or decrease in elevation, right? Because basically the hydraulics are fucked up, right? Have it to where once it goes away, it comes back again. Then it goes away and comes back again. Because what I've noticed is it'll be bad, and then I'll be in a fixed pitch situation, and I'm still getting shot at. I'm like, no, I need a dodge, and then it goes away, and then that's it. I'm still good to fly for the rest of the flight until I get destroyed. I don't want that. Let's make it to where, let's say I get away from the battle, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm smoking. I'm at 5%. My hydraulics is bad. I see a little bit of fire going on, or maybe it's just smoke, but I'm good, and it doesn't happen again. What I want is like give it, I don't know, another 30 seconds or another 27 seconds or another 43 seconds. It doesn't have to be precise. Just have it random, the amount of seconds, right? That it happens again, and I'm like, oh no, my hydraulics is bad again, so I'm in a fixed pitch situation, right? And then, give it some time, it goes away, and then it happens again, and this time it's, I don't know, 48 seconds or 53 seconds or 13 seconds or something, basically requiring you to hurry up, get somewhere to land, that way you do repairs. Have something like that, an urgency for that emergency, basically, Let's have something like that. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty interesting. Uh, let's see, what else was there that I was talking about? More bad guys, a variety of bad guys, the AI, the aircraft, adjustments on the weapons and the aircraft. I already talked about the defense where I wanted flares and chaff. I already talked about camo. Let me see. I already talked about the maps. I already talked about the specific weapon system for certain aircraft that have the capability of target locking on and shooting. But again, don't have it to where I target lock on. All right, so let's look back at this. Don't have it to where I target lock on to this guy, right? Let's say I'm playing with keyboard and mouse, and I right click, and then it says hold position for 3 seconds, and then you see 3, 2, 1, and target data question mark goes away. You have all the information. Don't have it to where, all right, I got the info. Now let me turn 90 degrees or let me do 180, then shoot my missile, and then my missile goes up and out and turns around and hits the target. Don't do that. That's very unrealistic. I mean, that's perfect for a video game, but then it also probably makes it not fun for people playing online. Have it some realism. Like I said, there's supposed to be some weapon constraints. So find your weapon constraints. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but make up some weapon constraints that'll be plausible. That'll be accurate. Let's say it's accurate enough that'll work for the game's sake. And you can turn, I don't know, 15 degrees, or you can turn 20 degrees or whatever, and 30 degrees or whatever. As long as the target is still within the weapon constraints, you can turn and then fire and then just keep turning, because the missile has its information to continue going to the target. This way you don't get a whole lot of people just Coming up to a hover, okay, shoot a missile. I have to keep eyes on target. Boom, got him. All right, now let me get the hell out of here. Have it to where I'm at the right distance to do this and engage. Also, with that being said, you're going to have to implement a WES, right? Weapon engagement a weapon engagement zone. Find out what's a good distance before things get too crazy that people are sniping things from a distance. Um, let's see what else is there. Uh, there's something about the weapon system that I was thinking about, and I was like, I'll mention it right after I'm done with this. What else was there? Also for the target lock on, don't have it keep the target data for too long. All right, don't have it keep the target data for too long. Have it to where once you get the target data question mark that disappears, right? Let's say you right click and it says hold for like hold position for 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and then your target data question mark goes away. So basically, you're good to engage. Have it now to where you have 15 seconds or 10 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever amount of seconds. There is an amount of seconds, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But have it to where you have a certain amount of seconds to shoot that missile off. Otherwise, you're going to have to reorient yourself again. Right click, 3 seconds, and 3 seconds, and then engage. Now, these things that I'm telling you, I'm not giving you the exact facts because I don't know what to give you I don't know what to give you that'll be good to give you information wise, because most of the stuff that I know is basically secret, and I don't want to get in trouble by telling you anything that you should know. Also, it's just to protect myself for information, and let's see what else is there. I'm also not trying to be an asshole. So all the information that I am giving you, like the 3 seconds thing, I don't know if it's 3 seconds. Well, actually, I do know, but again, I'm not telling you what it is. I'm trying to make the game fun for you and give you an idea of what to do. Maybe you don't want 3 seconds. And for me, I have the info. I got my stuff that I study for my aircraft, and it's not that time frame. I'm not telling you yes or no. It is. It's not. But you get what I'm trying to say. I just want for this game to be more fun and interesting, and I'm giving you like information to utilize and help anyone who is an aviator to enjoy this game. And guess what? We can like, oh yeah, let me go pick my aircraft. This is what I had back in the day, or let me go pick my aircraft. This is what I'm currently using today, and I could do this, I could do that. This is great. Or people who are not aviators, it'll make it interesting and fun for them, because they're going to be like, whoa, is this what they go through? And then it's like, yeah, that's kind of what they go through. It's not 100% accurate, but at least you understand, right? All the extra stuff you have to do. Because it's not like I'm telling you, let's have an I win button where we just, bring it up to a hover, or we're doing a running fire, and we just, all we got to do is right click, wait 3 seconds, and then fire, and then, we are off, I win button. No, like we're implementing stuff in there that says, all right, you have a certain time frame to lock on the target, and then you also have a time frame to engage the target, because you can't just keep that data in there and then go fly off, because let's say you want to keep that target in mind, so you just right click and keep the data, and then you turn and you go over here, do an objective, and then 20 minutes later you come back and like, all right, do I still have that target? I do. All right, fire. And then boom. No, it's not like that. You have a certain amount of time to do the engagement. So yeah, stuff like that. Let's see what else is there. For the rockets, have different type of rockets, because I see that we just have the 70 millimeter hydras, right? Well, there are other types of rockets out there. I mean, you have your 10 pounders, your 17 pounders. You have flechettes. You have your white phos and red phos. Well, white phos and red phos are mostly smoke, a smoke system, but they are phos. They can burn stuff, so you can You can possibly, so the white phos and red phos, you use those for smoke, right? So you'll shoot it at a location and it creates smoke. White phos and red phos, a lot of smoke. Uh, but because they are a type of phosphorus that burns, you can use that against like tanks, trucks, and stuff and burn them. Uh, I believe back in the day, my father told me that like they had white phos grenades and they would use those to like destroy and damage the opposition's equipment, or even jeeps and trucks and stuff, because it'll melt a freaking engine. So that stuff's pretty powerful. So we can have different types of a selection of rockets. Like I want 3 17-pounders, and I'd like 4 or 5 10-pounders, or let me get some flechettes, because I know there's going to be infantry out there, and if I shoot a flechette, it's basically like a shotgun blast to all those guys, and they're all going to be dead in like one rocket flechette shot. Or I'm gonna shoot a white or red phos. You're not really supposed to do that, but I'm gonna shoot a white or red phos, and it's gonna burn the ground. So you'll see a white or red phos rocket hit the ground and detonate, and then cause like a fire, a fire in the ground that burns anything in that area. So basically, if they're infantry in that area, they're pretty much screwed. Again, you're not supposed to do that in real life, but if you have reasons to do so, you better have a good reason. Otherwise, it's Geneva Convention. But again, mostly what people would do with like the white and red phos is like shoot it at the entrance of a cave, and guess what? The guys that are in there, if they stay in there, well, they're done for, or they're gonna start running out because they don't want to burn, they don't want to inhale that stuff too much. So you would use that to like force them out. There's also illume rounds, and the purpose with that is I see that we do have one night map. Well, let's have some more night maps. Let's have all kinds of night maps, and anybody who's using that rocket system, let's have that you can put in illume rounds. And let's say the reason for the illume rounds is you want to see the area better. With that being said, on these night maps, also have that we use NVGs or an NVS system to see the location better. Just push this on your keyboard, and boom, you got your NVGs on, or you got a night vision device on. So let's say you have one of the keyboard buttons for NVGs and the other keyboard button for the NVS system, provided your aircrafts have NVS, right? Have that. Also, with that being said, it's very typical of a lot of video games that utilize night vision, that they always revert to that stereotypical run-of-the-mill green and white imaging for NVGs, right? So, oh yeah, I know NVGs, and just put it on, and boop, I have a basically green and white light. I'm looking through a green and white light flinch, right? And so whatever you see out there is going to show in colors of green, shades of green and shades of white, right? Or shades of white. You get what I'm trying to say, right? There are other color NVGs out there. There are white phos NVGs, which to me personally are pretty good. I like them better than the green ones. There's also color NVGs out there. With that being said, if you do implement a color NVG, don't have it to basically where it looks like this. Like, let's say this map turns into this map now. No, don't do that. Have it to where it's still you could still tell that it's nighttime, but you can actually see color. All right. Let's see what else was there to talk about. What else is there to talk about? More aircraft. Yeah. I think that was pretty much it. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into a game. Now, what we're going to go is to here again. I don't like this map because it's too mountainous, and I don't like dealing with games that have anything to do with aviation and mountain areas, because it's not like the real deal. To me, the real deal was when I was in Afghanistan and we had mountains all around us, and that is tolerable. I trained for that. We trained for that. We know how to deal with that, but it's not the same in a video game. It's just not the same there. This place is way too mountainous. Like they're way too much close to each other, and just yeah, I don't really like this map. Um, but yeah, so I'm not gonna go to that map. What we'll do is we'll do this map again, and I'll go ahead and jump over to these maps as best as I can. Um, anyways, now let me see. How did I? Do I want to just do medium and regular again? I think I'll do that because yeah, I'll just do medium and regular because last time I did easy and hardcore, and all that ended up doing is making the bad guys like more accurate. There was more. I don't remember if it was the or was it this one? Whatever. I'm just gonna just know that this is the difficulty to pick, medium and regular. That's fine. We're gonna do single as always. We'll put 1, and then we'll do over here until Vic. I think if I put it on easy and regular, it has no amount of objectives to complete for either team. Or was that because it was on easy difficulty? There's no amount. I think it's because it was on difficulty. You didn't have an amount of objectives, and they didn't have an amount of objectives because the win condition. Or I don't know. It's confusing to me. It might be because it was until victory, and I had it on easy and then hardcore, and then that meant because of that they don't have a limit amount of objectives. They don't, and we don't have a limit amount of objectives. But I know when I went to hard difficulty, all they needed was like 5 objectives to complete, and then that was it. So, anyways, we're gonna leave it on medium and regular. It's fine. And aircraft that we're gonna play as is let's see. I think I already showed you the 3 Cobras last time. So then this time we're gonna play with the 1 Cobra. I'm going to showcase an Apache to you, the Alpha model, and then I'm going to showcase the, I don't know if I did, actually I already showcased this to you, this ACH, right? Yeah, I think I already did that, but we're going to play that again. And then when we go to the Tier 4 maps, there's going to be another set of Cobras to show. Well, not really. It's basically these ones again, except we don't get the Golf model anymore. What we have is the Juliet, the Foxtrot, and the Zulu. And then, of course, on a different map, I'll have the other Apache, and yeah, bing, bada, boom. Anyways, let's go ahead and edit the squadron just to make sure we have everything we want. So we're going to go ahead and jump in our Golf model Cobra, and this is our loadout, which we're not going to change because I don't see a reason to go to this 2 machine guns and 76 Hydras. I don't particularly care. This one's fine because I get the grenade launcher and then I get that amazing Vulcan, which is very, very nice. And then I also got these rockets to help for backup. We're going to keep this camo on again because I think it's just kind of funny that it's just all pretty much blue. But again, the camo is basically a navy. It's a navy camo for Spain, and the reason why I have this is because I am Spanish, you know. And with that is because I'm an American. I was born in America. I was born in the United States. I was born in New York. My family, they were born. My mother and father were born in Puerto Rico. So you would probably think, well, that doesn't make you Spaniard. That makes you Puerto Rican. No, that makes them by nationality Puerto Rican. They're in U.S. territory, so they're American, but they're Puerto Rican. Now, me, born in U.S. makes me American. That's my nationality. I'm American. But I can't claim to be Puerto Rican just because my parents were born in Puerto Rico. You know, that's not the race, that's not the blood that's going through me. What is going through my entire family is that we're Spanish. We're Spaniards because their parents were born and raised in Spain, and so was their family, so forth. And it just so happened that my mother and father met, and they happen to have that bloodline. So that's why I say I'm an American Spaniard. So that's why I have this. I was like, yeah, totally. We'll be rocking some Spain right here. So we'll have this. And because I don't really see any other, well, I mean, like there's these, but I'd have to unlock these, and we might unlock this. This looks pretty cool. And then there's this one. Yeah, maybe. This one looks pretty cool though. So at some point I'm gonna get this, and we'll be rocking that for the time being. It's between this, and we're gonna be doing this because Spain. Uh, as for the Apache over here, we have just the default. Let's see, there's this, which, I don't know. There's this, which that looks pretty cool. I'll try and unlock that, even though it costs like 9 fucking hundred. And then there's this one. Uh, eh. Anyways, this is what we have. That's what we're working with. I think this is what is that? Is that Israel? Star of David? Is that what that is? And then there's the Royal Air Force camo for the ACH. I mean, we have this. Then we have the Army Search and Rescue. We have NASA, Army White, and then we have the Royal Air Force, Two Color Force UK, and we'll go with this again. So in this aspect, what we're looking at is we have two foreign countries aiding here. So we have U.S. and the Apache. Spain sent one of their Cobras to aid, and the UK also sent one of their Chinooks to help out. So that's the way we're looking at it. Let's see, weapon loadout. We're gonna keep this one with the grenade launcher, the Hydras, and the two M24 20 mils. Let's see, soldiers. We're not gonna bother. We're not gonna bother. We'll keep that as is, and we'll go with that. The Apache loadout's gonna be this one, and the Golf is gonna be this. So this is what we have. So we'll go with this. Keep that, and let's go ahead and jump right on in. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and take the Chinook out. Come over here. Let's go ahead and decrease our altitude to about 30. And we'll go and pick up the ammo. And off we go. So we'll go and find us a location for the ammo drop, and then we'll head back whenever and pick up the repair kit. Excuse me. I do like this aircraft, and I do like how we have like 4 side door gunners and 1 rear door gunner. Like, this thing's amazing. When you hear every gunner shooting, like, it has an amazing just sound that if I was the bad guy, I'd just drop my weapon and be like, hey, don't kill me, because that shit is scary. This thing's like a flying fortress. Like the B-17 Flying Fortress. Well, that's what this is. There's a gun in the front that I control. There's guns on the sides that I control. There's the door gunners. They're firing. It's freaking awesome. And then you got a gunner in the rear. All right. Now let's go over here, drop some people off, and then we'll go over to 6. Drop some people off, and yeah. All right, we have 3 left, but that's fine. Now let's go over here and see about this vehicle group. Now, my gunners, they will not be able to engage the vehicle group. They only engage infantry. I would like that the gunners actually attempt to engage the vehicle group, at least light armored vehicle group like this group right here. They're trucks. They're basically 5 tons, deuce and a halves, uh, Toyota Helixes or something. I would like the possibility of my people, my door gunners, actually trying to engage those. But if it's stuff like actual armored vehicles like BTRs or uh, or like T-72s, T-80s, T-55s, that they're not going to engage. I want them to attempt to engage these though, these light armor stuff, because their guns can actually destroy those. Yeah, their guns can destroy those, but I know they also can destroy the BTRs, but I want it to where they're like, oh, we don't want to engage those. But those back there, those light trucks and those, I want them to like attempt to destroy those. Find destroy enemy mechanized attack group. Hmm. I have shorter times now. Did I forget to increase the time by 3 minutes? I think I did. That kind of sucks. These gunners, those Browning 30s. Or no, Browning 30s. The Browning M3s is what I meant to say. Browning M3s. Okay, so they captured 2. I'm hoping they start making more aggressive moves and actually give a good cat and mouse chase in this game. Now, I've ridden in Chinooks and they're kind of uncomfortable. At least the seating arrangements is, but they're amazing aircraft. Okay, there's that. Look back real quick and see. That's all right. Placement's all right. All right, let's head on over to, let's see, 530. That's above number 2. So they captured 2. I don't really want to try and take on 2 with a Chinook. Chinook's too slow, and I'll be an easy target. But we will go to 530, which I believe is right there underneath the XSplit Gamecaster watermark logo, which is kind of pissing me off that that's there. I can't move it. And in order for me to get rid of that, I have to pay money just to get rid of it. which I think is silly, but anyways, fine. Enemy mechanized attack group. Okay, so we're expecting to see some trucks and some infantry. Who shot that shit at me? Oh, you're over here, huh? Alright, we're coming for you. Let's see, since it's infantry, we'll go ahead and go to the grenade launcher real quick. Oh, he's right there. There he is. I see him. This guy right here. God damn, that sucked. Alright, I'm at 530, and I don't see... Find, destroy enemy mechanized. Where is... Hold up, who's shooting at me over here? Alright, let's get rid of the first guy. And that stops all of them until he disappears, which will allow them all to continue moving. For something as simple as that, though, what you'd want to do is get rid of the first guy because it makes the rest of the convoy halt, and then you get rid of the last guy so that they all don't be they'd all be stuck in one spot, right? So you take out the first guy, the rest of them can't move. Then you take out the last guy so that they can't go in reverse, and then at that point, their only option is to try and go off the beaten path and continue on or get the hell out of there. Which going off the beaten path might make sense for you, but here's the thing. Doesn't matter if you have an off-road vehicle or a tank or anything like that. Once you go off the beaten path and you're in out in this rather than actual paved road, your vehicle performs worse. It's less. They don't like that. They're meant to be driven on a road, you know. So you'd be going slower. You're an easier target, so on and so forth, you know. So what you would do is if you're engaging in a convoy, you get rid of the first one and you get rid of the last one and you're good to go. I mean, you learn this in other video games. It's just easier to point out for you if you're playing this game because just take what you take from other video games and apply it to this, and guess what? It helps. So instead of me trying to do a strafing run from the rear of the pack and try to get up to the front of the pack, I'll destroy the last vehicle, but let's say I'm going too fast and I outrun the convoy. Well, guess what? All I got rid of was one, maybe two of the vehicles at the rear of the pack, but the convoy's still moving. Whereas if you adjust to get rid of the first guy, the lead vehicle, everyone's going to have to stop to move around that or wait for it to disappear in this game. As a matter of fact, I think they had a mission like that in what do you call it? I think they had a mission like that in Operation Flashpoint Cold War Crisis. Damn. All right. Now, let's go and start hunting. Not the best camouflage, but that doesn't matter. Still strike fear into the enemy regardless. Plus, what are you going to tell your friends when you go to hell? You know, how'd you die? Oh, some guy in a helicopter. Oh, you talking about that Chinook? No, it was the Cobra. Like, hold up, you got shot down by that blue-colored Cobra, the Navy Cobra? Yeah. Damn, dude, sucks for you. That was like an easy spot. How did you not get rid of him? You can see him from a distance. He's also got that two-bladed system. Like, yes, I know. Thank you for telling me. He got me. I don't know what to tell you. This is like a slap in the face to every enemy out there once you kill them. It's like, ha, you got killed by me. So what's the matter? You didn't see me coming? So we'll just start snaking our way around, finding targets. Go on the hunt. Find somebody. Vehicles, something. Hmm. Now, what particularly works best for me in a lot of video games, especially with aircraft, is doing like running strafe runs, just running, running fire. All right, hold up. Running towards them and then turning away. I like that because I don't have to worry about like trying to do like bump attacks or diving fire and whatnot. I like running fire. Less adjustments for me to do anything and everything else. And then I can easily just turn away, and if I have to increase or decrease elevation on the turn. You don't want to decrease, but if you're in a location that allows for it, that's what I do for the video game's sake. All right, you're over here some. Oh, there you are. Now, that last engagement right there, he shot his missile, and I was pretty close to him, but I was also below him. Um, so you saw how I had to delay, and then I popped my flares, but I don't even think the flares did anything because as late as it was for me to pop the flares and as close to vicinity I was to him, I should have gotten hit if I was at the same elevation, if not above him. But I think because I was below him and I was a close distance to him, his weapon system did not have a great ballistic solution to engage us. I think, let's see, all man pads, all SA Fire man pads have a minimum ballistic solution required for engagement. Otherwise, what'll happen is I think what just happened right there. That particular man pad, I don't know what it is, but it just showed a reality check of like he has a minimal distance and altitude to engage you. Otherwise he's just wasting ammo because I was close to him and below him. A lot of the man pads out there have a minimum altitude for engagement and a minimum distance for engagement. Otherwise, they are in fact just wasting ammo. So I think that's what happened because I don't even think my flare did anything to that manpad missile, that Igla system missile that was shot at us, or the not system, but the Igla missile. Now I can't tell you what that is, what manpad he has, because I really can't tell what it is. But I know at the very least it's got to be an SA-7, or even well, yeah, it's got to be at least an SA-7 if it's a Russian anti-air manpad. Um, I know in Afghanistan, some of the opposing force, the OPFOR, they also have the possibility of having Stinger missiles. So you got to watch out for that too, because those are a little bit better than your SA-7 Grails. Then you also have your SA-14. I think that's SA-14. I think that's the Gremlin. And then you have your SA-18 Gross. And then you have your SA-24, which I believe that's the Grinch. The Grinch. Pretty boring right now, but this is what I'm talking about. I'd like where there's more bad guys out there. And understandable here in Afghanistan, for the OPFOR that you're up against, Taliban or whoever it is at the time frame. I think because I think for Russia when they were in Afghanistan, it would be the Mujahideen. I think. Uh, it's understandable that you can't give the OPFOR that you're up against everything that you would expect a normal well, I mean, another like actual army to have, right? So like you can't give them tanks and stuff, but it could be the possibility that maybe they've stolen a tank, or at the very least have a very old and crude tank. So like maybe some T-54s, maybe even some T-55s, possibly even some T-34s, right? World War II tanks. It might be a possibility that they can acquire that. So you can have possibilities, and again, it is for a game. I can understand if you're trying to keep it historically and factually accurate, but also make it interesting and fun. Because right now I'm trying to search and hunt for bad guys, and it's kind of getting annoying to me that I can't find them. I'll eventually find somebody. I mean, if I want to, I can go to two, but then what happens? I go to two, I kill everyone there, and then it's like, all right, where are all the other bad guys? They got to be out here somewhere. So I want more bad guys, and have like some vehicles, some more vehicles and equipment. I'm tired of seeing the same old stuff. Well, that being said, even for other countries out there, other maps that we're going on, we'll have like Tunguskas, and that's pretty much it. Maybe who just did that? Oh, you want to die? There. Um, yeah. So like one of the maps, I think it was the Kosovo map. I think they're using the Tunguska, and then that was pretty much it. Again, have an option to have like more than just that for AI anti-air capabilities. I'd like throw in some Shilkas, throw in uh, throw in some Gophers, throw in some BMP ones, BMP twos. Those aren't anti-air, but you get what I'm trying to say. Add some more stuff. It'd be pretty cool, pretty interesting. Again, I'm looking for a target-rich environment, especially when I'm playing on single player. Hell, I think even people online on multiplayer would like a doomsday scenario as much as I do on single player, where, all right, here's the map. You got nothing but bad guys. Good luck. And then you got like all these out there. Again, they don't have to be accurate. They don't have to be accurate, nor do they have to, like, in one or two shots, pretty much bring you down to like 25% or 23% or 15 or 12% health. But I would like a doomsday scenario that you got nothing but like bad guys out there, and it's just like, yo, all hell's about to break loose. Get rid of all these guys as best as you can. I want something like that. That'd be pretty cool. tail boom all shot up in my. So that's the other thing right there. You could probably have where there's like damage visually shown on the aircraft. That'd be pretty cool. So you can see how bad your tail boom is, since I got the tail side shot up in my tail rotor back there. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe like depending if it's the main rotor disc or the tail rotors, you could probably have it show visually that like, oh, it's pretty bad, and like what it looks like is wobbling a certain way. Dude, try to shoot an RPG at me. All right. I don't have any more flares. They're getting reloaded right now, which again doesn't happen in real life. Obviously, you have to go back to the house and get rearmed, but I do like the way they did it here, that it takes a certain amount of time to get them back up. That was close. All right, where are you guys at now that I got my who? Oh, damn, that's a lot of them right there. Ooh, that was good. Now I know where you're from. I'm about to send you somewhere new. All right, and then there's someone over here. Is that you? Yeah, it was you. All right, where are your... Let's see. Jesus. Ah, they're over there. Okay. I need to find the guy with the man pad and get rid of him as soon as possible. Dude with the RPG can go to hell. Jesus! Ah! Alright. Apache on station. Now, this 30 is amazing. I love the 30 on the Apache. That's like my favorite weapon system right there. I've shot a Hellfire, I've shot rockets, I've shot the 30, and out of all of them, the 30 is what I really love. Uh-oh. Oh, I went the wrong way. Whoops, it was on the other side over there. Please tell me those targets are still over there. Nope, they're gone. I'm flying around the area that says I'm supposed to be at, and I don't see anybody. Granted, they want you to spot them, and well, what I was gonna do is just find them and shoot them down. So fuck out of here. What the fuck? Hey, hey, hey. Oh, you little shit. God damn it. Oh, that was close. All right, where you at? The rounds came from over here. Rounds came from somewhere. It's kind of hard to see them over there. Oh, I need more flares. Hurry up, reload. I'm trying to re-engage. Where'd they go? There was a bunch of vehicles, and I think they disappeared because of an objective finished. I hate when that happens. God, motherfucker. All right, where you at? Where are you? Fucking man pads, yo. That's a butt clincher right there. That's what that is. Motherfucker. I was trying to find where he was, and nope. But yeah, those man pads, yeah, that's butt clinching right there. Afghanistan and our systems going off, and we're like, ugh! Okay, every time. Because yeah, you can shoot off the flares, but again, that system could be like, nah, I don't want the flare. I want your aircraft instead. Launch the flares, try to dodge, and then like you're like, okay, I'm still alive. And they'd just be flying along, and all of a sudden, missile, missile, and you're like, oh shit! Turn, flares pop, and you're like, okay, I'm still alive. Missile, missile, rockets, rockets. Of course, at that point, what you're supposed to do to defeat the system is continue evasive maneuvers and your countermeasures, and keep going with it. Because it's not 100% foolproof that the flares are going to help. It's not 100% foolproof that your evasive maneuvers is going to help. It's not 100% that your evasive maneuvers and your countermeasures of flares and or chaff is going to help. You have to like do it all and hope the system that they have is not overmatching your system. That's how it be sometimes. Jesus. Says mechanized infantry at 780, and I don't see anybody in this location. What I'm expecting to see, too, for mechanized attack group is infantry and trucks, and I don't see trucks, nor do I have infantry attacking me, so I don't like when there's objectives like that that says, look in this location, and the motherfuckers are not there. Because now that win is going to go to the opposing team. They're going to have 9 out of 10 just because I can't find the group. Ooh, that was close. Hmm. Victory. Yay. So, there you have us playing the Golf model Cobra again. Then there was the Alpha model Apache and the ACH 47. What is this? Avoid 10 AA missiles launched without taking any damage. Oh, nice. And then we had Manpad Hunter, Sniper, Armored. Let's see. Go to Career, Awards, Show All, Show All. Let's have that, but I think it takes one of these out. Manpad Hunter, Sniper Class 1. You're only limited to have certain ones show at a time. So for sure I'm going to put the medals up, but I think that's weird. It should have all to show. So Let's see. This is like all you could show, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 slots, and it's like, come on, I want more than that. Wards. So then it's like I gotta pick which ones I want to have shown. AA Hunter, Armor Vehicle Hunter, Armor Vehicle, Sniper First Class, RPG Hunter, Manpad Hunter. Well, maybe I'll take that out. Armor Vehicle, AA Hunter. Be that. I don't know, whatever. So anyways, there's that. We got 560. Let's go ahead and look at our progression. And is there any weapon system that I want for aircraft? This one has got the Zunis, so we can go with the Alpha model and have the Zunis on that. Or we can go to our Delta, and we'll have a 30 and 16 Hellfires. That'd be pretty good. Let's see. 30 rockets, Hellfires, Stingers. The Zunis are pretty good, though. It'll make us a little bit more versatile. What about you? What did you have? 16 sidewind, or 2 sidewinders, but 16 Hellfires. That's pretty good for the Zulu Cobra. What did the Juliet offer on this one? Gun, rockets, no. And the Golf, no. I mean, that is a lot of rockets. I could basically just rush on in and I'd have the gun. But I don't like the gun. This gun's not grand to me. What did you offer? No. What about you? What did you offer? Gun pod 30 mil and Elliott Hellfires. Yeah. Let me see. I can go with this one on the Alpha model Apache, or I can go with this one. What about camo? Was there camo that I said I wanted to get? Let's see. Let's go 2, 3, 4, and you. Bravo Huey. There's this. No. What about weapons on you? No. Delta. There's the Jingles. There's Air Force Search and Rescue. There's Air Force 3 Color. No. Air Force Germany Search and Rescue. It's Jingles. No. What about the 58? Army Tiger. Desert Camo. Our Gulf. We have the Shark. And then we have the Arctic White. Maybe. Oh, no, I don't have enough for that. What about you? I do have enough for this, but I don't know. What about you? Air Force, Iran, Marines, Sea Color. I think that's a standard. Camo, Default, Army Green, Shark. That's pretty much it. What about the Kiowa? Air Force training, no. Desert, maybe. It's worth 600 though. What about the Venom? Navy, Venom, or Viper? What about you? Camo, Marine, no. All the, what about you? Camo, we have that. We have that. I don't have enough. Apache only had. Oh, I thought this one only had one. This one has this. Uh, Chinook. I think I have everything right. Yeah, I have everything on the Chinook. Uh, the the Blackhawks only have one camo, and this one has one. Yeah, that one has one. Okay, so I guess now we're looking effectively at weapon systems. So we can go with. I don't know about this. It's kind of a waste. I have everything for you. Uh, what about you? What about you? Let me look at the Apache again. This one, I can get the Zuni rockets, which are pretty good, and the Hellfires. Okay. On this one, I can go with the 130 and like have nothing but uh, Hellfires. That'd be pretty good because the 30 is effective in taking out the infantry and also armored targets. While this can really get rid of like a lot of armor targets. It'd be like specific for the heavy armor targets. Hmm. Um. You. Mm, that is a tough decision because there's nothing from you that I want, and I don't need you. I got everything with you, and this is kind of bland to me, to be honest. Uh, what about the camel art for you? Shark mouth. I don't have enough. You know what? We'll do this. Wait, hold up. Let me see. What did the A29 offer? Rockets, missile, and I think those are Stinger. I can't read because this XSplit's in the way, but I think those are Stinger, so that doesn't. All right, yeah. So where's the? We'll go to the Delta. Let's see, not enough for you. Let's go to default. Go to the Delta, and we'll give us the 30 and 16 of the Hellfires. That way, we'll have plenty of missiles for a lot of the armor targets, especially in the tier or Gen 4 maps. So we'll do that. Hell yeah. All right, so there's that. I'll go ahead and stop the video here, and we'll do the Gen 4 maps another time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I really do hope the developers watch this video or someone gets in contact with them and like, yo, take some notes. This will definitely help the game out because this is a pretty good and addicting game, but at the same time, you can lose your audience if you don't captivate them to want to stay and play some more. You got my attention right now to want to stay and play some more. However, you can also very easily lose that interest if you don't do anything, if you don't try to improve. So there's that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and stop the video here. So I'll see you guys next time.